Hello everyone. Today's date is Saturday, January 11, 2020. This is Rick Sadler with Hit and Run Candlesticks. I've got about 10 charts, and then we're going to look at the SPY first. We'll start with the SPY, then we'll look at 10 charts, possibly for next week and the week after. I want to give a great big shout out to TC2000 for letting me use their software for videos. I've been a user of TC2000 for about 30 years now, so it's terrific software. Okay, quick reminder, next week we start earnings, so be very careful with trading till we know how some of the earnings are going to go. Okay, really quick on the SPY. Yesterday, Friday, we ended up closing with a bearish engulf up here. Our trend is still bullish. We can see that here. Let's do this here. Our trend is still bullish, but we do have a bearish engulf. Generally, a bearish engulf gets enough credit so that we can pretty much say we might see a lower low coming in. Now, whether or not we actually crash down and come down through that trend line here, that's yet to be seen. We need to see follow through for that. But right now, the trend is still bearish. We do have a bearish engulf, so be a little bit careful going into next week. And again, remember, there's earnings out there. Okay, so let's take a look at some charts here. Here's LHX. This is one I like maybe for the next couple weeks going forward. We'll have to wait for We'll have to wait for it to finish its pullback, and then we'll hold on until we see that buy signal in there. Right now we're pulling back here after a nice strong move, and we've broken out here on some pretty good volume as well. So we want this to settle down. We want to wait till we see those buyers come in. An example may be we see some buyers come in like that. We break out, and then we see a pullback, and then buyers start stepping in, and we step alongside them, maybe something like that. We do need to cross over here about that 214 area, somewhere around there, and then that may prove to come up here and test some highs. This is a weekly chart, and you can see here that we take out those highs of about 216, and we've got a pretty nice nothing but air up there, so we can just follow the chart and the trend with the price action. Another chart that I have, this is what we call a rounded bottom breakout. This is one of my favorite trade strategies, is the rounded bottom breakout. RBB is what we call it for short. Angie. Now, if we go back here, November 7th, we had a nice big gap up, and from there, it's just followed the trend. The trend I'm looking at are these green dots, and you see the red dots over here. So we've changed from the downtrend to a nice bullish uptrend here, and just following those dots. Anything above those dots, I generally look at bullishness. I say generally because there's always those exceptions, and we want to take in price action as well, and resistance, what's lying ahead of us. But as I look at Angie here, I see that it has done just what a stock is supposed to do. Higher lows, higher highs. It's working itself up. It's come right up to a moving average that we use. We call the dotted deuce here. It's come right up to that area. It's consolidated a little bit, and we still may see a little bit of consolidation that falls down into this trend line. Again, what we'll do is wait for that buying signal, buyers to step in, and depending on what the candle looks like, and when it happens. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, or Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. We just have to wait patiently till we see that. Some traders, they're going to look inside this rectangle here, this ascending triangle for a buy. Some traders are going to wait for a breakout and maybe some consolidation here. Remember to always use protective stops on your trades, and never trade with more money than you can afford to lose. Look, I've got some more charts I'm going to run through real quick, but I just want to stop and just say that if you like what we're doing here, at the bottom right hand right there of this YouTube video, you'll see a big red or a little red box. It says subscribe. Certainly appreciate you subscribing to that, to our YouTube video, and giving us a thumbs up. Really makes us feel good, and we want to do more videos. So, like I say, just, if you like it, please do subscribe. All right, let's run through these pretty quick. NIO, this is one that I'm personally long in. Right now, we've had a nice pop to the upside, and here we've had a pullback. We got in over here 3 bars ago, so right in here, bought it in that area right there. So far, it's working out nice. No real money is going to be made on it till it actually breaks out of 4 1/4 here, and then what I'm going to do is probably look to, I'll maybe add to it when we start breaking out. If you start looking at this, let's go to a 3-day chart just so we can see more of the chart here. Look how that starting to work, and we get over the 4 1/4 area. There's a pretty nice little run that's possible on this thing. That could be a big winner. Just remember to use your stops, follow price action, follow the trend. CGC, this is another one we are currently long on. Nice big pop over here, and we did a previous video on this several days ago here in our on our channel that you might want to go back and take a look at. We had a nice little breakout here, and once again, our green dots, our trend is showing a bullish trend. As long as we stay over the trend there, I'm happy with that. This is another one of these that's just not going to make a lot of money until it gets over 2230 area. I mean, it's certainly a little bit here, but until it gets over that 2230 area, that's where the bigger money starts walking in when we start that breakout there. So CNG. How about Grub? Grub. Grub, another one of our rounded bottom breakout strategies, and you can see how that's trending up. Very nice. Actually, I mean, all the way from here, you see how it just runs up, pulls back, runs up, and pulls back, runs up. And that's what we're looking for now. We're looking for that pullback, which that's what it's doing right now. And we'll look for some buying in this area. And then again, that starts to break out. That's where the big money is made, above that little breakout area. And this is the 200-day simple moving average right there, above that. And that also, more than likely, I always look at it as a place where there's a high probability. That's probably a better way to say it. High probability of a little consolidation. So we'll watch for that right in there. ZS has had a fantastic run. This is another one of these rounded bottom breakouts strategies right here, and it came up and hit our dotted deuce just like it's supposed to. Now on this one, we've been up 3 big days here. We definitely need a pullback. So we start to see that pullback, and then we'll look for that, that reason to buy. We want to look for several conditions when we look at a chart. One of the conditions I look for is something like this. We've bullish W pattern. We have broken out of that bullish W pattern right there. Now I just need to see a little bit of consolidation, and that consolidation, it can go sideways for several days. Just hang right there, and then it can also kind of come down till we start seeing buyers. When it comes into support, and here, let me move this line up. There's about that support area right in there, around that 5250 area. Just because you have support, that's not a reason to buy. We want to make sure that the price action is giving us a reason, and watch for that follow through. We always want follow through. Here's another one, ETSY, Etsy. Another one of these RBB rounded bottom breakout charts. Great little bottom here, terrific little double bottom. Again, we've got that bullish W pattern, something like that right there. And here we've broken out, we've pulled back, and now we're trying to hook back up to the upside. Keep in mind that it may need to pull back. Remember, we've got that bearish engulf on the market at the close this past Friday, yesterday, the 10th. So if we start to see a little bit of follow through on that bearish engulf, that actually may offer a lot of charts pulling back and good entries, offer those good entries on these pullbacks. So we want to watch for those. And this is one of those charts that I think is just a great looking chart. Now just wait for that to come back to you, come back to your area that you're looking for. Never chase a chart. Always let it come to you. PFE. PFE is a nice looking chart. This is one of those rounded bottom breakouts as well that really just acted terrific. Came up to the 200-day simple moving average, and now it's pulled back and started back up. And Friday, it just came right back up to its recent high of about 39.60 here. So a couple of things we want to look at here on this is maybe a little bit of a pullback, a little consolidation. Then we look for that buy. If it does want to pop out, then we'll look for a little consolidation just to get a better buy on this, and then we'll look for more upside to it. BYND. We were in BYND this past week and closed it out, hit our targets right on. Now, I'm going to go to a weekly chart here. BYND, I mean, this has some room to move, right? But we all know that charts don't go straight up, and they bounce around and get kind of wacky sometimes. And after 1, 3, 4, 4 days up here, I don't think this is the place to be buying at all. We don't want to chase. Be careful not to chase. So I think what we need to see is a little consolidation. Let it come back. Watch for some support. Buyers stepping in, that may offer a little bit of support. I'm just, maybe this area here. It might even want to pull all the way back to about 84.95. And since we can't predict, no one can predict what's going to happen here in the short term, for short-term swing trading. So we want to just be real particular, watch that chart pattern, wait for those buyers to come in, and then we'll take a look at this chart again. Congratulations, by the way. I think some of our members are maybe closed it out, in over here 4 days ago, closed it out Friday. 2 thumbs up. So way to go, guys, gals. And the last one I have here is NKTR. Big old breakout on some big volume Friday. This is a biotech. Not everyone likes biotechs. Some people think they're a little dangerous. I think they're a little dangerous, so be a little careful with biotechs. But you can see that trend is still trending up here pretty nice. We had that great breakout. Too high to be chasing it. So what we want to do is wait for a little consolidation. Here's some support. That doesn't mean it's going to come down to support. We could, what I like to do is draw a buy box in there, what I call a buy box like that. And that just alerts me to keep an eye inside this area. So what I'll do is wait for that buy signal. Something we might look for is little consolidation. And then you start seeing buyers come back in. Then we start looking at that somewhere there. So it may take, several days for this to actually pan out to where it becomes a trade. All right, I want to sneak by over here back to the SPY and just remind everybody that Friday we did close with a bearish engulf. Overall trend is still bullish. Mind your P's and Q's, and remember that earnings start next week. And again, if you like this video, if you like our videos, and if you wouldn't mind coming over here and subscribing, and then maybe give us a thumbs up if you like the video. I hope this was helpful to you. Again, this was Rick with Hit and Run Candlesticks. Thanks a bunch. We'll see you.